Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the planet. Good to see everyone here. Jimbo is on his way. Do not fear, Jimbo will be here. And we have straight over from Eltel Cockerell, Chang joining us as well. How are you, Mr. Chang?
Very well. I'm trying to stay very upbeat, very positive, despite the semi, however you pronounce that word, semi meltdown from 24 hours earlier after the Timo Werner loan extension announcement. But I've just also seen news that Spurs are going to entertain Hearts of Middletonian on the 17th of July. That's just been announced. So, I mean, let's just look at it this way. The announcement caught us all by surprise, and I will have something to say about that as we get into the show. But if that is the equivalent of ripping off the band-aid, let's just say that it's a good thing that we are getting it over with. Good afternoon, Mr. James. It's a good thing that we are getting. It's a good thing that we're just ripping the band-aid off, getting this Timo Werner loan extension announcement out of the way. And hopefully there will be a lot better good news coming our way soon in about 2 weeks time, once the summer transfer window officially opens. So let's keep our fingers crossed and pray that Paratici and Scott Munn know what they're doing behind the scenes. And
Exactly
with that, back to you, Miss Kate.
Thank you, Chang. Exactly that. Obviously, we will delve into all the drama of the last 24 hours. It's never boring being a Spurs fan. Jimbo, how you diddly doodling?
Oh, good. Sorry, I had updates, so
That's
I've
all
just
right.
done them quickly. Hello, everyone in chat who I've missed. Kate saying hello to, and Mr.
I
Chang.
haven't said hello to anyone yet. I'm going to go through it in a minute.
You look very sexy this morning, sweetheart.
You've just seen me downstairs.
Yeah, but
or are you talking to Chang?
I'm talking to you.
Before we crack on, let's see who's in the chat. We have got Spurs fan John, who says, I'm a bit underwhelmed by Werner, but it's early in the window. Loan makes sense as not committing to 3 to 4 years of having him on big wages and blocking the path of kids. Anthony Clark, big up, says, all the Levy outers are having a meltdown over Werner extended loan deal. It's hilarious. Hiya to Graham, who says, all right, my lovelies, hope you're up to date with your tetanus jabs. The fan base has just gone toxic. Personally, I think some of what has been said over the last 24 hours is disgraceful. I'm not going to lie, I have stayed well clear of YouTube since the announcement, so I don't really know what's been said other than a lot of Ange out I've seen. Big up to Real Gooner, who says, hi, pin-up girl and Lucky Jim. Big up to you. Hello, Drew Lala. Hi, Leo. Hi, Leo. Says,
hi, Leo.
Let's be having a huge hug to all the filthy animals in the chat. Like it up, homies. Big up, Leo. Always good to see you. Big up, Niall. Hello to my beautiful niece, Amelia, who's at her granny's today, and it's ever so quiet here. We miss you. Big up. Let's talk Højbjerg. No, let's not. We have got Georgie in the house. Big up, Georgie. Good to see you, lovely. Hope you're doing well. I'm a Real Gooner says, hi, Mr. Chang. Great signing, Werner. I'm jealous. Loving the sarcasm. Loving it. Amelia, my homie, says Leo. Afternoon, Destiny 5. Afternoon, Chrysandro says, I'm probably the only one happy with the Werner loan deal, but then it's about seeing the bigger picture. As I say, we will get into it. Amelia saying, hi, Leo. Big up, Mark CFC. Big up, just a harmless potato. Good afternoon, Wayne Francois. I love that name. Afternoon, Yusuf has said that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back when it comes to Ange. A lot of Spurs fans have had enough after yesterday's news. Afternoon, Chris Loney. Peter Kipps here. Barbaric Disdain says, good afternoon to the dynamic trio. Don't worry, guys. Timo took his on-field form into the negotiations. Couldn't finish his signature on the contract. Oh, dear. Amelia's loving the earrings. Thank you, my darling. Do not open the can of worms. I think I'm going to put that on my ban list of words, that name, Højbjerg. Shemtan says, hello to the loveliest, youngest looking old lady, Princess Kate, Sir Jimbo, and the youngest looking old man, Mr. Chang. Big up to you. He also says Timo out. Hi to AJ. Says the overreaction to the Werner news is ridiculous, and some of the stuff being done and said goes from immature to disgusting. I don't know what I've missed, but obviously there's been some abuse being thrown around. All this negativity about one player is ridiculous. The window hasn't even opened yet, and the season hasn't begun. Let's wait and see, and then we can judge. That's kind of my sentiments too, Drew Lala. But you know what this fan base is like. Afternoon GBC, Chris Agambar. This says, can we invite Ellie onto Cage? She seems really upset about yesterday night. You know, she is lovely. It's not that she's not invited; she's going out. She's going to see Benny at his coffee shop. So that is why. Is it true that Ellie was seen leaving Hoybier's house? Who knows? I'm not getting involved. The Timo deal is a win for both parties. Leo's all up for the Timo deal. Big up to you, Leo. Big up to Jose for sending everyone over. Benny's saying Turbo out. Daniel Coy is saying any Spurs fan who thinks is a good signing. Where's your standards? Kate, I can say it's toxic. Where is pissing standards as a bloody football club? I know there's a lot of arguing. There's a lot of frustration in the fan base. Big up Luton Dan. Not seen you for a while. Hope you're well. Afternoon, Tom. People losing their head at the Werner loan extension. The signing is literally not that big of a deal. Afternoon, D&B. Good to see you. So many people. Afternoon to Mia. John James is in the house. I'm trying to say hello to everyone. What's he done to warrant a deal at Spurs? I don't think he did that bad. I'm not going to lie. I don't think he was that bad. But do I think we could do better? Yes. Am I going to have a meltdown? No. Neil Shafter says small potatoes, Werner, but it adds depth for next season playing 2 games a week. Yep. Who else have I? No, I've got the Mr. Arsenal podcast is here, and he says, sorry, what did Timo do to justify another loan? Well, I mean, come and get Nketiah. No, thank you. Good afternoon to Paul G, who is in his office in North London. Amelia's feeling FOMO not being home today. Yeah, you're missing out on loads.
Miss you, Amelia.
I need some of Jim's positivity in my life. It's been a rough 24 hours. We will try and make you feel happier. The Diddler saying, Timo. If you're taking on Werner, why not take Eddie? Eddie and Nketiah can bugger off, is all I'm going to say. GBC saying Timo was helping our attack out massively, and when he got injured, our attack became shit. He's good at creating chances, whether people want to admit it or not. Right. Thank you to everyone who's here and big loves. Please smash a like. Jim, I'm just going to go straight into it and ask you. Obviously, we haven't done a piece on Timo since the news broke. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, we haven't really even talked about it, have we?
No. What's your reaction to the fact that he's extended his loan?
I think that he played. I think 13 games, and he had 8 goal involvements altogether. So I mean, that's not a bad shout, but I don't know. I'm kind of a bit confused with it. I think that if we would have done other business and got 4 or 5 really good players in, and then they'd have done the deal, I don't think there would have been such a meltdown. I think it's because it's the second deal that was done after Austin 5 and signing a new 5-year contract, which I'm absolutely over the moon about because I think he's a good keeper. I don't know, Kate. It's you know me. I wouldn't have a meltdown anyway. If they sign Mickey Mouse, I would have a meltdown. But I think I'm not sure. I think that he's going to be second fiddle to Son on the wing. So I don't think it's such a thing to everybody lose their head over. I think what we got to do, we got to wait and see who else comes in and who else they buy before we really get into it and give it the criticism or the not criticism, because it's early in the window. They've done the deal early for some reason. It was obviously on the cards. Ange wants him, obviously, so he's in. But I understand why people are underwhelmed with it. but I think it's because it's early in the window.
Mm.
But I mean, look, there might be 4 or 5 spectacular players coming, so it's hard to really judge. But I think he's going to be second fiddle to Son on the wing. I think Son's going to be the winger, and they're going to bring in another striker. So Son won't be playing through the middle anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a funny one. It's a lot of money, yeah, Hotspur. I agree with that. It's a lot of money to pay a week for somebody who's going to be second fiddle to Son, but he is going to be second fiddle to Son. There's no argument about that. He ain't never going to get in the team before our captain. So, but I do agree with that. It's a lot of money. So, what's he say? Come on. You won't get Mickey Mouse, but you get Donald Duck. I don't think it's worth having a meltdown over yet. Let's see how the rest of the window goes. We've got a long window ahead of us, and let's see what happens. I think my wife's froze. Look, with her arm in the air.
Following up from last, you were saying?
Go on, Chang. I was going to say, before I give my view, I was going to go to you, Chang, and ask you what your thoughts are on the news and the meltdown and everything else that's followed.
I think I'm just going to try and clear something up without even going into the news in itself by pinpointing that this whole thing wouldn't have blown out of proportion if Fabrizio Romano didn't break the exclusive news, because I feel that the club has already wrapped up the loan signing, or rather the loan extension, from even before the season ended, even before we played the postseason friendly against Newcastle United in Australia. I felt that the leak, if I can call it that, the leak or the exclusive by Fabrizio Romano forced our club into making a official statement on the matter, and that has not gone down well with a lot of the fan base. I feel that this was lined up to be announced much later on in pre-season, or rather in the summer, after we had gotten a few players over the line. But because Fabrizio Romano broke the news, it was considered to be an exclusive because of some leak or some rumors going out, and that in itself forced the club to issue the statement on social media. So I wouldn't really look too much into it, because the whole thing is in essence just an extension of a loan. It's not a permanent signing. It's nothing like Ndombele rotting away in Galatasaray in Turkey on 200,000 quid a week. So I wouldn't say it's a disaster just yet. It could very well turn out to be something like Sergio Reguilon. If everyone does remember Sergio Reguilon, he only did half a loan season with United before he was terminated. So we never know. The same might happen with Timo Werner. But in all fairness and honesty, Big Ange's credibility, how he stacks up as whether or not he's just another yes man for Levy and Enoch, whether is he really the kind of manager who walks the talk, and he backs up his statements with actual credibility. That will come into question even before we get another signing along down the road. So all I can say for now is, if this is the kind of player that Big Ange wants, let's just back Big Ange and the player that he sanctions, and let's not overreact on a loan extension, but rather let's just wait and see what other signings he has lined up for us. Back to you, Miss Kate.
Thank you. Apparently, it is an obligation to buy 8.5 million, which is peanuts. Just want to say, first of all, thank you to El Dante for becoming a new member. Very much appreciated. Look, I'm not surprised. I did think it was coming. I'm glad we've loaned him rather than bought him at the moment. Do I think I'm trying to read everybody's comments as well? Do I think he's the sort of player to take us forward? No. However, I think he's better than Brian Hill. I think he's better than Solomon. And I think Ange is an experienced manager of 30 odd years. If he thinks he can see something in him, I'm not going to criticise. It's like, I'm good at my job. If people like, for instance, when I was a PA, if someone wanted to criticize me for the way I did something, I know I've got years of experience, so people need to trust me that I can do my job, and that's how I feel with Ange. It wouldn't have been my choice. I don't think he did quite enough, but to say he doesn't score is wrong, because I think, did he get 2 goals, 3 assists, something like that, in 13 matches? I think that's right. But no, I'm not sure he is the sort of, well, I know he's not the sort of level that I want us to be buying. But at the same time, do you know what? It is what it is. I can't sit here and be doom and gloom and Ange out, because football for me is all about enjoying the game and enjoying the sport. And yeah, of course, winning things. But do I think Timo Werner is going to be that bad of a signing that it's going to stop us winning anything?
I think she's frozen up again. Yeah. So I'm just gonna.
No, I agree. I agree with Kate. I agree with Kate that we need. It's very underwhelming, because it's the first signing for the first team, and it would have been nice to get a few big players in, and then Teddy, and then got, maybe if the deal had been done for him, it wouldn't have been so bad. But look, as I said, it's early in the window. There could be a lot happening behind the scenes we don't know about. I think we just got to be a bit patient and wait and see, what else happens. If by the end of the window we sign 3 players that are just average players, then we can all have a scream up, and I'll be screaming and all, I can promise you that. Go on, Kate.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what's going on with the internet, but he does give us squad depth. Look, it's just, the way I see it is, he's not as bad a signing that would make me turn around and go, "Oh my god, I'm Ange out." I think the overreaction is just what I mean. We could sign Hudson-Odoi and there'd be some fans that will have a meltdown.
Well, I can tell you now. I just Chris Cowling, just a few minutes before I come on, he put one of his 60-minute updates, and he said that the Hudson-Odoi deal could be back on.
Yeah, I just saw that as well. I saw that as breaking news earlier. Yeah, this whole yes man thing. If people watch my stream when I first came onto YouTube, I said all managers are yes men to an extent, because they're in paid employment. So they are paid to say what they're told to say. And if I was getting paid millions, I'd say whatever they want me to say. It's as easy as that. So anyone who thinks that Pep isn't a yes man, they're all yes men to a certain extent. It's a ridiculous theory that just because Ange has got Timo, he's a yes man and what have you. They're paid employees. I don't understand this fan base. I don't. Yes, I get it. It's frustrating. Yes, I get it. He wouldn't be my first choice, but why turn on the manager? What then? That's not going to make any difference. I don't know where to go with it. I don't know where to go with it.
Don't happen, Kate, because to sack him and get another manager in and start again, he's not going to want some of the players, and oh my god, it's just going to be a nightmare. Let's just stick with this guy, get behind him, and see where it takes us. He wants to win things. You can see that he's hungry. So I think the thing to do is get behind him and see where it takes us.
See, I agree with Neil Shafton here. Everyone's reacting like Timo Werner is Davinson Sanchez, or this guy's got a Champions League winning medal. There's a good player in there. It's just whether we can get him out. And I don't think he's going to be a starter every week. I just think people need to calm the fuck down. That's the only thing I can say. It literally just needs to calm down. And if all these people saying Ange out, I'll stop being Ange in if we sign Werner, fine. I just think that spreading negativity and toxicity doesn't help the club itself. I mean, I don't know what you think, Chang. I'm probably just waffling.
No, I think you are bang on. I think you're spot on with everything you just said, because, like I just mentioned before you froze up, it still is a loan extension, maybe with the obligation to buy at the end. But the obligation to buy at the end doesn't mean that he's not sellable at the end of the season if he does become permanent. And which is why I mentioned also that if you look at Sergio Reguilon when he was on loan with Manchester United, that loan was also terminated. Which I'm not sure whether this loan for Werner is terminable. Is is it terminable or is it untouchable? But this isn't a priority signing. I wouldn't call him the marquee signing that is going to bring us to that next level. I am still fairly confident that if Daniel Levy is going to splash the cash, that if he is going to back Big Ange and back him big time at that, we will get the players that Big Ange needs, and they are going to be priority signings that are going to not only walk into the Spurs squad, but any team in the Premier League for that matter. And let's just wait to see what other signings, Paratici and Scott Mann have lined up for us. Because before Mr. James came on as well, I said that this Timo Werner loan extension announcement is just like ripping off the band-aid. Let's just get it over with. Now that is over, let's just see what other signings are coming up in the summer and not have to overreact to this one announcement, because, and this is with good cause as well, if everyone remembers the another meltdown that happened some 12 months earlier last summer, when we apparently missed out on David Raya and we got Vicario instead. Look at that meltdown when we missed out on David Raya and got Vicario, and 12 months later, how satisfied we are with Vicario and how happy we dodged a bullet with David Raya. Who's to say that this might be the same case with Timo Werner? Although that doesn't look plausible or probable at this moment in time, given his recent injuries and also his recent form. But I mean, let's just back the player and, more importantly, back the manager. Back to you, Miss Kate. And I think she's frozen up again.
Again. God, I don't know what's happening up there. Yeah, I mean, he's here now. What we're going to do? Stop supporting Spurs? That ain't going to happen. Not for me, anyway. So if I like it or not, I'm not going to stop supporting my club because of one signing. But oh, she's gone. You said the window opens the first, Chang. Are you sure? I thought it was the 14th or 15th.
Okay. Yeah. So there was an update actually. There was an update, and now I think it's something to do with the Euros, because as early as January, even before the winter transfer window ended, it was officially announced that at that time anyway, it was officially announced that the summer transfer window would open on the 1st of January. But because the Euros are now due to open, the Euros are due to kick off on the 14th of June, I think that's why the transfer window has been pushed back a whole fortnight to the 15th. So I think that makes sense in a way.
Yeah, Cooves, I hear you. I just think, do you know what? I suppose what it is with me is I think, what is the point of being so negative and so antsy and arguing and shouting when no matter what we do, it's not going to make any difference. And I just trust that the manager is going to do what he thinks is right. That's just how I see it. What's the difference between Richarlison and Werner last season?
A few goals.
Yeah, a few goals. I mean, I don't think Werner was our worst winger last season. I don't know if anyone else.
When he got injured, we did drop off a bit.
Yeah.
But saying that, I'm not going to start sticking up for the front line last season because I thought they were dreadful most of the season. So we definitely need reinforcements up there. That's for sure. But I think reinforcements will be in.
Yeah, it's very easy for us to sit here and go, we should sign so and so and so and so and so and so. But at the end of the day, nobody knows the real finances at the club. I know we all say that, I'm one of the people that criticises Levy as well. I'm not Levy out. I'm Levy stay away from football. But we don't actually know the finances. There
must be a reason that they've signed him, Kate, right? There's got to be, because it's a massive wage on him.
Yeah.
Huge wage.
I mean, there's nothing this club could do that would make me hate them. There's nothing this club could do that would make me stop watching them. If that, I don't give a shit if anyone doesn't like that, but they're allowed
If
an
we got
opinion.
relegated, I'd still support them and watch them.
Yeah. What's that? No, it's not Ange stated by his call on who he wants. Ange should have kept more quiet. Endon Belly has won 2 titles now. Is he good? No, he's not good.
No.
But I just don't. I suppose I just wish that our fan base would try and come together and just give this guy the benefit of the doubt and see. You know, who knows if Werner scores 10 goals.
Season.
Yeah, if he scores 10 goals next season and gets 10 assists, that's fantastic. I don't know what else. Like, what do we want from this guy? And he got in a lot better positions than Johnson did. I think he's an upgrade on Manor Solomon. I know we haven't seen that much of him, but from what I saw of him before he came to Spurs, he's definitely an upgrade on Brian Hill. But I don't know. I find the meltdown unbelievable at times. What are you laughing at?
The guy said that you're being cut out by the CIA van.
I know. If Arsenal, City, United, Liverpool got Werner, their fans would go riot. Spurs fans too accepting. Okay, Dan, you tell me what we should do. Go riot where? What, should we go up White Hart Lane and start shouting? What's that going to do? Leave your look out the window and go, oh, they're back. They're not going to go, oh, hang on a minute. You know what? The fans are right. Let's change our mind. Let's cancel the loan and go and get a world-class player. Why? I just think if you're... I don't know. I'm not going to say much. I'm not going to say too much. I just, I don't understand it. Big up Lisa. Yeah, Ren, exactly. He's walking in. He does know the system. As I say, when Richie and Timo got injured, our attack stopped working. Exactly that. That means there's no more resources to invest in other areas. Oh, that means there's more resources. Exactly, because it's a loan. Transfers like this, does anyone truly see progress?
Let's see who else comes in. Let's see.
Yeah, 165 grand a week. We don't know for 1,000,000% that's what we're going to be paying. Nobody's seen the contract as far as I'm aware. There's different reports in different papers. So, yeah, the window's not even opened. I think this is just, it's madness. It is absolutely, it's like, I just think there's certain people that wait for something like this to happen so they can jump on it and go, Spurs are shit, Levy's a twat, Angie's a yes man, blah, 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 rather than just let it play out and just see what happens in the summer window. It doesn't open for weeks yet. So let's just wait and see what goes on. I mean, even Ben this morning, Ben said that he would like Hudson-Odoi. I'd like Hudson-Odoi. And I've just seen Daniel Coy's like saying, oh my God, can you believe you wouldn't want Hudson-Odoi? This is what I mean. There'll be some fans that will be pleased and some that aren't.
Everybody's got a different opinion, haven't they?
Exactly. So let's just wait and see. Ange is not an idiot. Seeing Ange out is even laughable. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Let's get Ange out, start all again, and who we're going to get in. Werner's an assist merchant. Put him next to a striker and watch him farm. You know perfectly well Dele had mentally checked out. At least Werner wants to play. Dele was going through the motions. He couldn't even crack an Everton squad because he checked out. Exactly. I don't get the hate for Werner. I think it's totally unwarranted. I really honestly do. I don't think fans should keep their mouth shut, Daniel Coyes. But what sitting on in the internet and spouting vile rhetoric does not help this club. It doesn't help the club.
We're not the only ones doing it, Kate. I watched the stream yesterday of Arsenal. Oh my God, they were going at each other like no one's business.
So I know.
It's most clubs.
It's not just about Levy, it's everything. 10,000 United fans turned up because they didn't like the shirt. What happened? Shirts changed. All right, Dan, so are you going to be at the stadium protesting? Please tell me. Your point is lost crime wolf at every announcement, just not relative. Just remember the day that Timo Werner got another loan at Spurs, we ride at dawn. Honestly, it's mad. Big up, Steve. Good to see you. Willsy's in the house. Aguna saying, give Ange a chance. The guy's been there 5 minutes. Exactly. There's no patience anymore, I'm afraid. Everyone wants overnight success. People used to complain Levy cheaps out on wages. Now he's paying some fairly big wages. They're complaining he's wasting money. I don't think you can do right for wrong. It's a good question. Who do we think the Euros who will win it? Chang, have you got any predictions of who you think is going to win the Euros this year?
Good diversion, Steve.
Yes, very
I'm
good.
not going to. Sorry, I'm not going to say this just because I'm trying to be patronizing, but I strongly believe the Three Lions stand a very, very high chance of finally winning the Euros. We all know they came very, very close in the last edition when they narrowly lost out on penalties to the Italians. And I really do hope if Saka is up for taking penalties, however many years later since that debacle, that final shootout, I hope he's ready for it. I hope he has matured. That's what I think is going to bring all of North London together, hopefully, if that ever does happen. But yeah, I would say that the Three Lions stand a very good chance at winning the Euros. And I'm going to predict that England are indeed going to be lifting the Euros in Germany.
Wow, I like the positivity, Chang. Jimbo, are you going with England as well?
I just want to say, can I just say that who was it? Was it Daniel Coyd said about Hudson-Odoi? Look,
Yeah.
Daniel, everybody's got an opinion on him. I don't know where I stand with him because I haven't really seen that much of him. So, but I understand why some people don't want him. But then I hear other people say good things about him. So I don't know with him. I haven't got a clue. So yeah, you are entitled to your opinion of him.
I wasn't saying, Daniel, I wasn't saying people haven't got the right to question. What I was trying to say was people will never be satisfied because, like Ben was saying, he'd like him, I'd like him, but there's always going to be fans that don't like him. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
If we should
and there's
have
going to
him
be
or
fans
not.
like Jim that don't know what day it is. It's just how it is. But Jimbo, who's winning the Euros?
England.
You're going England.
Of course, I'm back in my country. Of course, I am. Like I back Spurs, I back my country.
We've got Germany. I'm going with France, I'm afraid. Netherlands, Portugal, France. I think if England, exactly that. It's exactly what I was going to say, AJ. If England didn't have Southgate, I would put us up there, but I just think he just ain't got a didge what he's doing. Scotland, Southgate is clueless. Paul Pablo says, afternoon, it's not the Werner contract. It shows we're not going to be at the top table in the transfer window this summer. Eze or something similar looks a no-no. Well, it looks like Elise is going to Man United, so I don't think they'll let Eze go anyway. John says some people just aren't happy unless they're miserable. I think it'll be a good year. I think the transfer window will be good. I really honestly do. That's why I'm saying, well, let's just wait and see. Kate, remember Havertz and our fans, we paid 65 mil supporters waiting for players to fail. NA says meltdowns equals clicks. If there's 4 realistic players Spurs could sign, what 4 players would you want in Spurs? Oh, I'm going to go Zubimendi, Kudos from West Ham, Ivan Toney, and Tapsoba. Jim, any idea who the 4 would be you'd have?
I would go Kudos. I think I'd go Tony. I think he'd fit in well with us. I didn't before, but watching him play this season, I think that he would fit into our system well. I would love Eze. As I say, I think you're right. He won't leave. Edison.
Yeah. Yeah, good one. Chang, is there any, if you could pick 4 players with obviously not the likes of Mbappe, but realistic-ish players, who would you choose?
Realistically, I would say up front in the strikers department, we are now very heavily linked with a certain 26-year-old Moroccan from Sevilla called Youssef El Nasri. He's someone that I could be interested in if we don't already have, if you haven't already made inquiries about 25-year-old Portuguese former Celtic player of Big Ange called João Jota, who's now playing his trade with Al Ittihad over in the Middle East. That's someone also which I'm interested in. But apart from El Nasri and João Jota, I would very much welcome the likes of a Morgan Gibbs-White. Morgan Gibbs-White
Yeah.
from Nottingham Forest. I feel that he's going to be good competition for the likes of Pepe Matassar and Madison. He can actually play in both those positions, a number 10 and a number 8. So maybe there's something to look at, Morgan Gibbs-White. And I mean, the other positions are kind of up for grabs, really, if you talk in terms of a right winger. Currently, of course, I make it no secret that I would really, really, really love to see Eberechi Eze over at N17, seeing how a lot of the Spurs players were warming up to him, or they were being very buddy with him post match when we beat Crystal Palace at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium earlier this season. Other than that, I think that's about it. Those are my top picks. Although now when I do look at it, now that we've seen this Timo Werner contract extension, I have a sneaky feeling that we will get Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher is going to be another signing that is going to get over the line. He may not be my first choice, but if that's the kind of player that Big Ange is going to follow up on with the Timo Werner loan extension, then that's real who we are getting, sad to say. And because we really set the precedence with getting Timo Werner a loan extension, who's to say that Daniel Levy wouldn't sanction a return for Kyle Walker-Peters to compete for that wing back? No, I saw you grimace. I saw you grimace. I saw your expression. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just going to leave it at that. You didn't hear that last name. Back to you, Miss Kate.
I was actually going to bring up Carl Walker-Peters because Jimbo did mention it this morning. I heard you mention it on LTL Cockerell as well. It's not very often speechless at the fact that there's even been a sort of link to it. I mean, Jimbo, Carl Walker-Peters. I can understand that there'd be a little bit of frustration from the fan base if we go back there.
There'd be a little bit of frustration for me as well, because if we signed Timo Werner and then Carl Walker-Peters, I think I might have a meltdown. No, please don't go back there. I'm sure we can get a lot better than him. It's hard for someone like me. It's really difficult, right? Because whoever they bring in, I'll back. Because I support Spurs. I'm a Tottenham supporter. I support my club. So whoever comes in, I will back my club. Just the way I am. If my friends are in trouble, I back my friends. I'm there for anyone who's my friends. I back my country. I'm just one of these people that, I won't be happy, but I will still back my club, no matter who comes in. If we get relegated, I'll back them. Just the way I am, and I'm. But I don't. Please don't go back there. I won't. I won't be smiling. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Chang, what do you think about Carl Walker-Peters?
I mean, if you really are going down that route, what can I say? Daniel Levy will always be Daniel Levy, and we will forever be perpetually stuck in this endless vicious cycle under Enoch and Joe Louis. That's just the sad reality that we Spurs fans have to stomach every season, given how we've dealt with the previous managers, the previous regime of coaches and players that have really taken us for a ride. And I really do hope that isn't the case. Not with the Timo Werner meltdown. We've already had one meltdown. I don't think Big Ange can withstand a second meltdown in a matter of weeks, let alone months, even before the start of the actual season in itself. So I really do hope we do not explore the possibility of bringing Carl Walker-Peters back. If there is a former English Spurs player that we should entertain, even have a look in. The only player I can see us realistically bringing back would be Kane. That would be the only former Spurs Englishman that I will bring back. Forget about Dele Alli, forget about Kyle Walker-Peters, forget about Kyle Walker himself. Let's just focus on getting in the best possible players for Big Ange. And if there is to be a sentimental return for a former Englishman, let it be Kane and Kane alone.
Yeah. As I said earlier, I think all managers are a yes man to an extent because they're paid by someone and they're paid handsomely for it. So if they get told that they have to accept it and say so, I don't believe there's many that aren't. I do know that Conte did call out the club, but I think he wanted to go anyway. Before then, I think he was a yes man.
Can I ask the people in the chat what they think about if we bring Marcus Edwards back?
Because why, are we linked to bringing him back?
Yeah, there's talk of him coming back. Yeah, El Dente.
I will say, who just put that? Sorry, I've moved my cursor down too far. Willsey, this, as far as I've not read anything, but we need a set piece coach as soon as possible.
Well, I have read that he's changing some of his staff.
Yeah. If you signed Mbappe, Isak, Guimaraes, and Kyle Walker-Peters, there would be a meltdown. Yeah, of course there would. There would. 100,000,000% there would. I like that Hayden Hackney at Middlesbrough. Now, if we went out and signed him, they'd be like, we're targeting players from Middlesbrough. I think everyone just needs to have a bit of an open mind. I get it about Werner. I do get it because we've seen him, but I just don't think it's as bad as everybody makes out.
Willsey's got a good point there.
Yeah, set pieces were awful. Daniel, just AJ, Daniel, everyone, just try and keep it a bit civil. We don't need to start shouting at people. I appreciate people's opinions. I don't always agree with them. I don't like the toxicity either. And there is toxicity in the fan base. I don't like it. But at the end of the day, I do understand people's opinions on Levy, on Werner. I think it's too soon to be saying Ange out. But it is what it is. Oh, I'd love to bring these back. Imagine it. Oh, I miss them so much. Obviously, they're too old now. But, oh, what a team. What a couple of players they were. Ever since I saw him represent New Sporting Lisbon, I've wanted Marcus Edwards back. Brilliant, tricky winger. I think he's better than what we got, to be fair. Edwards plays in Portugal, correct? So can he replicate his form in the English Premier League? Yeah, we can see that you're Ange out. Big up, Steve. Boys will be boys. Yeah, no need for name calling and effing and jeffing at each other. I like Marcus Edwards. When Poch gave him his debut, I was impressed, and he does fit in Ange's system. This is the thing. I think a lot of us have questioned Ange's style of play. I think a lot of us have sort of said, well, what is Ange ball? Because we haven't seen enough of it. But I think we've got to trust that he knows his system inside out, and he knows which players fit that system. And if he really believes Werner is one of those players, I'm not going to argue. If it all goes wrong next season and we're sitting here and Werner's been crap, then I think everyone's got the right to say Ange is clueless. He doesn't know what he's doing or whatever. But I think we've got to give him another season. I really do. Apparently Arteta won Coach of the Year as well. So if he did, congratulations to him.
Who won it?
Apparently Arteta did. I think, winning Premier League Coach of the Year, says a real gooner. So if he did, then congratulations to Arteta. Certainly had a good season, although he won the same amount as we did. He did have a decent season. Do you think Vicario's issues were part of your defensive issues? Chang, come to you first.
This is a very strange one to have to answer. I don't think it's completely down to Vicario or even any of the defenders, more towards the system, the football philosophy, and also the approach that Big Ange has us playing that is a large part of our defensive issues, if I can put it this way. Because if you to pinpoint all our defensive issues on one single player, whether it's your goalkeeper, your inverted wing backs, or even your centre back, your World Cup winning centre back who's part of our leadership group, I think it's a bit too harsh to just pinpoint everything to one single player or person. Rather, I think it's a collective. It's the whole team as a collective, and also the manager's instructions to just play very high tempo, risky, high risk but high rewards kind of
Yeah.
football that is actually the problem.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Jim, what do you think? Do you think Vicario's partly to blame for all the goals we conceded?
Well, I think that he he, uh, he was learning the Premier League. It's different to where he was before, and I think as the season went on, he started commanding his area a bit better. But we did go through a spell where it was ridiculous. Really, he wasn't commanding his area; he was being bullied, and I think that was a cause. What's this? Jim Craig, sort your
I don't like name calling of any sorts, AJ or everybody. There's a way to talk to people, be respectful. I don't think as soon as you start effing and jeffing at people, it comes across as aggressive. As soon as you start throwing names, let's just try and keep it civil, please, everybody. That's aimed at everybody. I just think we're all adults. We can all have opinions without calling each other out and being rude to each other. Go on. I feel like a teacher. I feel like I should have put my glasses like that when I said it. Go on, Jimbo. Sorry.
I think as to the back end of the season, he started commanding more, and I think the next season we'll be all right. I think I think they will bring in a set piece coach, a different one. I think he's got all that sorted. So I don't expect to see that next season.
Yeah. I mean, I think Vicario showed his weakness from set pieces.
Yeah.
But I also agree with what Chang said. We've got very good defenders in our team, and they're learning the system. I think there's been it's very disjointed, the midfield to the defence and also the midfield to the forwards. I think our midfield has been weak this year. I think that's an area we really need to improve on. Obviously, there's a lot of talk with Gallagher. I think if we had we need a beast in midfield. We need a Sandro or a Dembele, someone that can hold a ball up and run forward with the ball. I don't see us having that.
I really can see Guimaraes if you're going there. If you're really going there, I would love Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle.
Yeah. Do you know
There's
what,
rumours
Chang?
they've got to sell him, you know that?
Yeah, Arsenal are heavily linked, but also City want him. So it'd be interesting. But yeah, that's exactly the sort of player we need. But it was what do you call it? It was a learning season. I just really hope that this isn't a sign of what's to come, the Werner marker. I'm hoping that, like you said, Chang, get rid of do the shitty sort of signing first, the shittiest one. Yeah, rip the Band-Aid off and then we can go, wow, but we also brought in so-and-so and so-and-so. But until it happens, we won't know. I'm trying to not think about it and just wait and see how it develops before I judge it. I've addressed it, Daniel, as well. I hope we get to buy this. Go on, Jim.
Sorry, can I just say when they started playing Dragusin, he was a lot better at protecting Vicario. He done a good job the last few games he was in of protecting him. Didn't take any crap off their players. Sorry.
Paddy, ideal scenario is we have a good summer window in England, fuck up at the Euros so I can annoy more people on Twitter. You naughty little leprechaun. Welcome back, Benny boy. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't ever want it to sound like I'm being rude to anybody about their opinions. I just handle things in a different way. Not a set piece coach, a proper defensive one is needed. Maybe not an apprentice as we have right now. I think Ryan Mason needs to get out of our team as soon as possible. He's part of the reason. Yeah, he represents the failure that this team have suffered. Not just him, but I think we need to completely get new people in the door. I believe Spurs fans are very strong-minded and will be bound to clash every now and again. Respect it. Yeah, I think everyone's got their own passion and their way of doing it. I just don't like it when it gets aggressive and people call each other out. Personally, I mean, I do moan and say things maybe that I shouldn't say about, I don't like this, I don't like that, but it's only because I just want everyone to get along and be happy.
I want to say hello to
Trevor
David.
Chalobah.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to him for a while. All right, David. I hope you're all right.
Yeah, big up, David. I like Chalobah, but he's so injury prone. Yep, good day to David Shear. Hope you are well, sir. Yeah, Willsy saying get in the queue for Bruno Guimaraes or whatever you say. What a player. Bring Poch back. Someone's put. I'd love Poch back. I'm not gonna lie. I want a backhand, but if it all goes tits up, I'd love to have him back.
He might mean Posh Price.
Drullo, I wasn't saying he is a beast. I said that we need to strengthen our midfield, and Gallagher's been mentioned, but I do think we need a beast in midfield. As Chang said, a Bruno would be unbelievable. But you know, Eze and Elise would be lovely, but Elise looks like he's going to go to Man United. I'm kind of on this fence as well. I'm giving Levy this window, otherwise I'm everyone out. That's kind of how I feel. If Levy does not backhand this window, I will be staunch Levy out. It's as easy as that, because he's tested my patience one too many times. So if he doesn't pull his finger out and back this guy, I am going to be with my little Levy out banner sat here saying we want Levy out, because he's treading on very thin ice. And I think a lot of people feel like that. We're kind of on our last nerve with him. Zubimendi's my dream signing. I'd love him. But again, Arsenal linked to him. Bergvall, yep. Looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Well, he looks a good player.
He does. I mean, Jimbo, you was watching him and gushing about him the other day to me.
I've been watching videos on him and videos about interviews with him and watching his football, and he looks a proper footballer. He's only young, but he's strong, fast, tricky. He's got every trick in the book. I'm really looking forward to seeing him at Spurs next year.
Yeah. I mean, Chang, have you been watching it? Have you seen Bergvall? Have you had a look at his reels? I know it's difficult from YouTube reels because they make Endon Belly look like the best player in the world, but it looks encouraging.
Very encouraging. In fact, if his YouTube highlights and the clips that I've seen of him are anything to go by, just the goals alone. I mean, some of those goals that he scores are just ridiculous for however old he is, 16, 17, 18. I mean, I know they are just clips and they're not the whole 90 minutes of his performance. And he is in a relatively, I wouldn't say easy league or an amateurs league, but he can only be as good as your peer level, or you can only be excelling in whatever league or country that you're playing in. So maybe the Premiership is going to be a lot tougher, but going on his skill, going on his aptitude and his application alone, what a player we have. And we haven't even gone into the likes of Alfie Devine, your Will Langshire's, your Jamie Donnelly's, even Mikey Moore, who seems to be absolutely smashing it for England. I mean, the future looks bright and it looks very much lily white. Whether will Big Ange be part of that big lily white future we are all hoping for remains to be seen. I really do hope Lucas Bergvall and Vuskovic and even Ashley Phillips, for that matter, I hope every single one of them comes good for us, Miss Kate.
Yep, I agree. Love Spurs. No, I haven't been in a coma for 20 years. I think that's quite insulting. I think in 20 years, people... this is how I see it, and people might not like it and disagree. I think in Levy's tenure, people have underestimated what he's done. Yes, we haven't won loads of trophies, but he's built a fantastic stadium, made the club sustainable, improved the area, done loads of good for the club. But now is the time. We've got the stadium. It's, we're in a strong financial position. Now's the time to jump forward. But I find that quite insulting because it's my opinion, and that's it really. So he's only 18. I doubt. Oh, I think we'll get him in the first team. I mean, there's rumours the reason he chose us was because he was guaranteed to be integrated immediately into the first team.
Yeah,
So
I think that was one of the things in the contract that he picked us over Barcelona because Barcelona didn't want him in the first team straight away, but Ange just told him he will be integrated into the first team from day one. So that's what I read. I can only tell you what I read. That's what I read. That was one of the conditions in it. Another condition is we paid him more wages than Barcelona were offering, and we paid a bigger fee for him than Barcelona were offering.
That's a good.
I really do.
Yeah, another good player.
I really do hope Lucas Bergvall becomes a second Udogi or even a second Pepe Matassar who can just hit the ground running at a very young and early age as soon as he joins up.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, Ben, I was talking about this guy yesterday on the show. He looks absolutely mustard. I think he's got 53 goal contributions last season. He looks fantastic. But again, a lot of teams in for him, a lot of competition. But I would love to see us go all out and sign someone like that and show that sort of ambition. Do I see it happening? Probably not, but one can hope. Chris says, I suspect the toxicity and mentality of many so-called Spurs fans online might affect quality players' choice of signing. I'm not sure what that means. The club already purchased players. It's up to Ange to mould them into a successful team. We need a new manager who can use existing players successfully and use the youth. I think
some of the youth have come through this season. Hope they do. I hope they do.
You can love Spurs, but I mean, he has improved the whole area, and I don't care what you say. I think ethically, as a football club, whether you like it or not, maybe you don't. I think it's important when there's that many millions. Tottenham is a really deprived area in a lot of places, and I think it's important for clubs to give something back to the community. That's just me. Levy's waiting for Joe Lewis to die so he can sell up and live on the boat. Oh yeah, what a boat! Big up to Benny who did a 6-month member chat and says, "Woo, sod Timo." Big up Paul Stewart. Yes, bring back Paul Stewart. Levy is arguably the best businessman in the UK. Just wish he would leave the running of the football side to people who know what they're doing. 1,000,000% agree. Ange tells a few fibs, so now he signed a contract saying he gets more integrations, means Jack. We'll see. Smash the lights, Kate and Jimbo work their arse. Thank you, David. Dan saying business is great, but I support a football club, not a business, and Levy has proven time and time again that he cares more about business. Yeah, I do agree with what you're saying, Dan, but I think we've now got ourselves in a very strong position, and it's time for us to push on, and that is why I said if Levy doesn't push on this window, my stance will change, and I will be fully Levy out, because he needs to understand now that the important part is the success on the pitch. I think, and if Ange is really keen on changing the mentality of the whole club, then he should be taking every single club cup competition seriously, not playing weakened teams, just going all out to win something. We need something so desperately at this club. Integrated in the first team without playing against any high-level opposition in his career, that's not a huge risk, is it? Yeah, but Daniel, it's the same as people shouting that we should have the youth in the team. You know, how are you going to get him used to playing against good opposition if you don't get in the team? So it's very argumentative, some people today. If Levy gets a good striker, winger, and a 6, I'll be content. Yeah. Big up Lee Smithy Smith. He said it's been a while. I've been on the beaches with the yappies, come back and the fan base is in a meltdown again. Who gives an F about Timo time again? It's all about Richie time again. Yeah, Richie wrote a very nice message on Twitter today saying there's a lot of rumours that he's leaving England, but he will not be, and it's all fabricated fake news. So, yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. Neil says, how many more one-year managers do we need to go with? Changing the manager after season isn't addressing the issue of talent and depth. Changing the manager after every season does not work. Agreed. I'm the ultimate pessimist, but I'm right to be pessimistic with the cards we're being dealt. I can't see it changing. We will have to wait and see, Benny boy. All my comments are disappearing. You all hate the Irish and leprechauns. I blame Werner. I think if Levy says shit, Angie will shovel. I don't know what that means. Daniel says, putting massive expectations on a kid that probably no one has watched in a 90-minute match other than clips. Backing the manager is not the problem, is the problem, not changing the manager. Yep, Destiny, I agree.
Who's he talking about? Bergville. Because
Yeah,
I've watched
Bergville.
matches. I've watched a few of his matches with Cater over the last few weeks, and he looks a really good player. And you're right, there'll probably be a lot of expectation on him, but he looks like he wants to play football. He just when he's on the pitch, he is dynamic. He's everywhere. He wants to be involved in everything. Scores goals. Like he's coming to the Premier League. It's a harder league, obviously, but he definitely looks a really good player.
And Neil's right. He plays for his country. There's so much pressure. The under-21s have changed to Angie's style, and they're coming through. Yep, exactly that.
The first thing I said, I watched the final the other day, and the first thing I said to Kate is they played Ange ball. The football was some of it was so slick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all we can hope for.
Yeah.
I just don't agree with him writing him off. You know, he does look special. I'm not saying that he should be a starter every match against the top teams, but he's got to be integrated into the team to see how he gets on. Otherwise, what's the point? But anyway, we shall see. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, I've forgotten. Someone I read something. Oh, Jed Spence looks like he's out the door, and Brian Hill today, both out the door. I mean, Jed Spence Chang, been a bit of a disaster, really. I had high hopes for this kid, and it's actually been an absolute disaster.
I mean, honestly, I think the kid had it coming, and it was largely his own doing. If you're to see, I think it wasn't even under Conte. It was during his loan spell. I can't remember which club it was. There was this rumor going around that he didn't even want to entertain the idea of visiting a children's hospital or something along those lines. And that just, I mean, that just says so much about his attitude, how he holds himself in such high regards that, you know, things like this that are non-footballing matters are beyond him. I mean, as a human being, bringing joy to the masses is probably the best gift you could give back to the public. And he just doesn't deserve any kind of game time for me at Spurs if this is the kind of mentality he's bringing to the club. So with that, I would say Big Ange made the right decision to cut him out completely, the same way he cut out the likes of Region, Joe Rodon, Ndombele, and so many others. So Jet Spence was always going to be a Levy signing, a club signing, rather than a Conte signing. I think Conte himself made that very, very clear the moment Jet Spence signed. And this is another wasted talent gone down the drain, much like I can't even remember his name now. That's the loans, the signing that we got after 18 months of no signing. I can't even remember. Jack Clark, yes, that's the name. Jack Clark. He's just another Jack Clark. Yeah, that's another one down the drain.
Yeah. I mean, Jim, we both thought Spence looked mustard when we watched him when they got promotion and what have you. But there is a lot of rumours that his attitude stinks, but I still am kind of gutted because I did have high hopes for him. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I just think that he's got a bad attitude. Everywhere I read, they say he's got a bad attitude, so we don't want him, do we?
Yeah. No.
What people that want to play for the shirt and give their all, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, mentality and attitude should be a contributing factor in your transfer market value. Yeah,
full,
100% agree.
100%.
I've just seen, I went in Fabrizio Romano, and the 3 top stories were Maresca to manage Chelsea, Company is about to be named as manager of Bayern, and Hansi Flick obviously is the new Barca manager. People are swapping their managers like blood. Oh, and Motta as well, deal sealed for him to manage Juventus. It's a little bit crazy. I mean, so Burnley are going to be looking for a new manager. I'm not sure what's gonna happen there. And who's going to be the next
Leicester.
manager to go? Is Ten Hag going to go? Yeah, Leicester, another ones that are looking for managers. Ten Hag, will he stay? Will he go? I don't know. I still think he'll stay. I think, Chang, did you say you think he'll stay?
If I remember correctly, yesterday I did mention that the FA Cup might just be his saving grace. It might have just bought him that few more months for him to see if he can rectify whatever mistakes he made last season or even the season before last. I really do hope he, for his own sake anyway, I really do hope he gets an upgrade over the likes of Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans, because that defense is absolutely not going to sustain another topsy-turvy season the way he's had this season. And as far as I think I did mention some players along the lines of Donny van der Beek and also Hakim Ziyech, which he had with him over at the Ajax before he made the move to Manchester. For him to really get going again, he really needs those sort of players, Hakim Ziyech and Van der Beeks over at United. Somehow or other, Christian Eriksen just hasn't worked out for him, and Bruno Fernandes isn't getting any younger. So I feel that in order for him to stay, he really needs to have a big summer, kind of like us. And that FA Cup win, which I mentioned yesterday, might have just bought him those few more months to right all the wrongs that were there from the very beginning when he took over.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, someone said, "Is it Steve Cooper's going to Burnley but someone else has put Burnley are talking to Lampard." It's mad. Potter or Potter will be at Spurs by the winter window. Lee Smithy Smith said, "What do we think about Potter coming back?" I'm not sure Potter will be back. I'm not sure he will be back. I think if he was going to come back, he'd have come back before Ange did. I don't know, Jim. What do you think?
No,
Assuming Ange did get sacked, do you think Potter would come back?
I don't think he'll ever come back to Tottenham. I think he'll go abroad.
Yeah, I don't think he'll come back. I mean, Chang, do you see it? If Ange got sacked, do you see Poch coming back?
If Ange were to be sacked, Pochettino would be my number one pick all day long. But because of what he's done for us, because of the treatment that he's suffered under Levy and Inick, I absolutely do not want to see him having to suffer again. It's kind of like divorcing, say, your first wife, and then seeing how much hate she got from your parents, and then trying to make amends and trying to remarry her again, and then thinking of the hell she's going to have to go through again with your parents if she does remarry. That's kind of like the feeling I have with Pochettino. He did very well for us the first time around. I'm still gutted. I still am to this very day, to be honest with you. I'm still gutted to this very day. He didn't win something with the likes of Dele Alli, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Danny Rose, Kyle Walker, Musa Dembele, Harry Kane, you named a lot. I mean, those were some of the best years, the best seasons we've ever had in this modern 21st century. And to see him come so close and still yet so far with us, I mean, it's gutting. And I cannot stand to see him getting gutted and getting stabbed in the back a second time by Inick and Daniel Levy.
Can I ask, does anyone not think that it's a bit strange company going to Bayern? It's a massive jump.
I will say this about Vincent Kompany, if I can. I read somewhere in the papers or on social media that it was Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola himself mentioned very publicly that he himself can see Vincent Kompany coming back to Manchester City as their future manager if and when Pep Guardiola himself steps down from the managerial job at City. That's how that's how much praise Pep Guardiola has for Vincent Kompany. So maybe, just maybe, there is something to Vincent Kompany and his style of management that many of us aren't seeing, but the likes of Pep Guardiola and the board of directors at Bayern Munich have identified as being a manager to contend with in the future. And that's why I think Bayern Munich have gone for him. And that's why I feel Pep Guardiola himself has given such glowing appraisal of Vincent Kompany and his managerial style.
I mean, I think Vincent Kompany has got the potential to be a fantastic manager, so I'm not overly surprised he's gone there. What I will say is I've just been reading.
He tried to play football with Burnley. He never had the players to do it, did he? He had good intentions with the football he wanted to play, but never had the players to do it.
I'm reading online. There's a lot of people suggesting this can't possibly be true. That Anthony Martial being linked to Spurs on a free. Surely not. Surely this can't be true.
Where did you see that?
I've just been looking on Twitter, and a few people have said that similar. I mean, I don't see it happening. I think Anthony Martial will go abroad, but I mean, I if that happened, the meltdown will be actually monumental. I don't think I could even cope. I think I'd have to leave YouTube.
I would definitely take Steven Bergwijn anytime over Martial. I don't know about you, but I think we sold, or rather we shipped Steven Bergwijn out at the wrong possible moments.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see it. I can't see it.
No, I can't either. I'm not even going to talk about that.
No. What did I say in the comments, Kate? Probably Martial. I told you, Kate, this club's pathetic. I don't know. I don't know. What do you both make of Manor Solomon? I mean, for me, I'm a little bit concerned. He's so injury prone. Not so much what he does, because I don't think we've seen enough. I'm a bit concerned of how injury prone this guy is. If we could get rid and upgrade, would you do it, or would you give him another season, Jimbo?
I don't know, because we never really saw him, did we? Saw him. I think it was one game he did quite well. What did he play? 2 games. I don't know, Kate. I don't really want to comment on him because I haven't really seen him play football. You know, where was he at? Fulham.
Yeah.
No, he was at.
Yep.
It was Fulham, and then
Fulham.
and then we got him from a foreign team, didn't we?
We got him from Fulham on a free, actually, but his parent club. His parent club was actually Shakhtar Donetsk, and we played them. We played them in the friendly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say yes or no because I don't really know because I haven't seen enough of him. So I don't really want to comment on someone I haven't seen enough of. I don't watch Fulham that often unless they're playing one of the big teams.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I'd love to. I'd like to be able to get rid and upgrade. A, because he's injured, and B, because from what I saw, I don't think he's that next level. Chang, am I being harsh, or do you agree?
I wouldn't say you're being harsh, but before I say anything else about Manor Solomon, I have to bring up this one little comment I read on Twitter saying that there are very strong rumors and very strong links saying that Manor Solomon has suffered a setback, a career-ending setback to his injury, which I don't know how true this is, but if there's any truth at all in this rumor that Manor Solomon has suffered a career-ending setback to his injury, then I sadly can't see him playing for us ever again. I felt that there was a player in there. I mean, I saw glimpses of him, especially during that, I believe it was the 5-2 away win against Burnley, where Son Heung-min scored that hat-trick, his one and only hat-trick in the league, I saw a lot of Manor Solomon to think that maybe, just maybe, he might be the backup that we needed, or the kind of player that would give competition to our starting 11 players without having to break the bank. But sadly, if this is the setback that is going to end his career, then sad to say, I mean, he's not going to make the grade at Spurs.
Yeah, another thing I've just read, this is hilarious. Eric Lamela is on a free. He's left Seville. And someone's put, should we bring him back? I don't see that happening. I did like Lamela. I'll get a lot of stick for it. People say that he was crap, but I liked him. He played with his heart on his sleeve and he always gave 100%. He might not have been the most skillful player, but I liked him. Jess, big up to you. I forgot to say commiserations with Leeds not getting up to the Premier League. I really thought they would do it this season, but it wasn't to be. So hopefully next year they get up. They get up back into the Premier League. Just quickly, another position that I think no one's really addressed is I really think we need to be looking at getting a keeper through the door. I don't think Forster's anywhere near good enough. I'm not sure about the two youngsters we've got. Jim, do you agree, or do you think we've got enough in the goalkeeper position?
Well, I like Austin. I like Austin, but I can't say if he's ready to come up or not. Only the club can say that. But if he's not ready to come up, and then we need another keeper. Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
it's hard to get. It's unless you're someone like City. Arsenal did have a fantastic second keeper, but City have got a good second keeper. I think Liverpool have as well, haven't they? So, but it's hard to get a good second keeper because if they're really, really good, they want first team football. So, but
yeah.
I would like to see the back of Foster now, from Forster.
Yeah.
Brandon Austin. I like him. I think he's going to be a good player for us in the future.
Do you agree with Jimbo Chang? Do you think we've got enough?
100%. 100%. I honestly think that as much as I like Austin, I think he has a bright future ahead of him. But if we are to challenge on all fronts, not only in the league, but also in Europe and also via domestic cups, a good second goalkeeper is one of the prerequisites, I feel, if we are going to look to rotate and keep Vicario safe and fit for the whole season. Of all the, now that we're on this topic of backup goalkeepers, of all the second string keepers that we had, I felt that we should have kept hold of Gazzaniga a lot longer. I don't know about any of you, but for me, the likes of Joe Hart or Michel Vorm or even Fraser Foster, a lot of them were just, I mean, they were opportunistic signings at most. They weren't really scouted or they weren't really looked at being decent, backup goalkeepers. But Paulo Gazzaniga, I felt we might have let him go a bit too early. I really felt that there was a decent keeper there to be had in Paulo Gazzaniga, and I feel that's what's required right now to properly, not even to act as a backup, but to even challenge Vicario if he really does, slip up every now and then. We've seen Big Ange wield the axe against players like Maddison and also Bissouma. Who's to say that who's to say that Vicario himself is untouchable? And I feel that although Vicario has been very consistent this season, I don't know how long can he sustain being our number one goalkeeper without any proper competition. So maybe, just maybe, we might also look to bring in a decent backup goalkeeper to replace Fraser Foster and also to give competition to Vicario.
Yeah, I mean, we have signed Brandon Austin till 2029, but for me, I think we need a top class. I mean, the City second goalkeeper is unbelievable. Liverpool's second keeper is unbelievable. Just don't think we've got all that depth. But again, it's not going to all happen in one window. Apparently it's 1 year ago since Vicario signed. Oh, that was 2 days ago. I'm just checking there's no news that's come off. I think we need to also get a backup for Porro and Destiny. 1,000,000%. And all the ladies saying Gazzaniga should never have gone. Yes, I agree. He was delicious. No, not seen Austin play that much, have to say. Yeah, so I mean, it is what it is. I've just been reading through Twitter while I was listening to you, Chang. A lot of people are not. I don't know if it's because they've sort of calmed down. But a lot of people are saying they can understand the Timo signing as a squad rotational player because we've got very little squad depth, and that it shouldn't really be judged until we know who else is coming in, which I kind of get because I don't think he's good enough to start. I don't think he's reliable enough to start. However, I do think he gets scapegoated a bit because I think
We're going to have a lot of games next season, Kate.
Yeah,
A lot
and
more
I think
games.
a lot of the times, Timo, like I say, we saw games where he got himself into some fantastic positions, and yet players like Johnson might have let him down by not doing the correct pass. So, yeah, it's going to be. You know, everyone's entitled to feel how they're going to feel. I just am going to hold my opinion until I see what happens the rest of the window. We've got Simon saying Gazzaniga or Jimbo for best looking. Jimbo, obviously. Obviously, it's always going to be Jimbo. He's so handsome. Levy's working his magic scam on the fan base again. Logical thinking people understand, not people that only want hits or subs like we know. Chang said, 31-year-old Slovakian goalkeeper for Atletico Madrid, Jan Oblak, my dream backup goalkeeper for Vicario, proper competition. I've not actually seen that much of this guy, Chang. Tell us why he's so brilliant.
Okay, first and foremost, I think he has been very, very instrumental in. Oh man, what's the manager's name? That Argentinian who got Beckham sent off. I can't even remember his name now. He's one of the. That's correct, Diego Simeone. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, Diego Simeone, and that comment by Daniel pretty much sums it up. Yeah. Jan Oblak is one of the highest rated goalkeepers in all of Europe. And if you don't believe me, wait until you watch him play for Slovenia in the Euros, and then you'll understand why I rate Jan Oblak very highly. Although he is 31 years of age, he's only I think he's only 1 year younger than David De Gea. But if you want to have a proper backup goalkeeper who would not only be competition for Vicario, he would also walk into pretty much any Premier League club apart from maybe Man City and Liverpool, or even Arsenal and United. Jan Oblak is a very, very good goalkeeper. And I think it's never going to happen because his fees alone, his wages alone is astronomical for a goalkeeper. And that's not even comparing him to the likes of a Thibaut Courtois or any other goalkeeper in Europe. I can only hope and dream. And there's also this. There's one more. If you scroll down to one more comment by Daniel Coyce just after Leo, that's the one. This one by Daniel. Then you will know why I rate him so highly.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness to Chang, he didn't say he thinks it's ever going to happen. He just said if he could have a dream second goalkeeper, that's who it'd be. Angus, he ain't going to win nothing with you either because you won the same amount as we did, even though you were so cocksure your team were going to win the league. But good to see you, Angus. Yeah, how did that Mbappe signing go? You know, you was telling us you were going to sign Mbappe and win everything. Oh, don't you just love it when you're right? I mean wrong, sorry. Oblak is one of the best keepers in the world. Why should he even join us? I do still think it was a very strange decision to get rid of Gazzaniga. I never really understood it unless he just desperately wanted to go. But big up Bobby K. Hope you're well. Hope the car's sorted and everything's good with you. I'm sure you will be there again next season, Angus. But will you get yourselves over the line? You need to get yourself a world-class striker, I think, before that happens.
Angus, are you Arteta in or Arteta out? Because there's a lot of toxicity in your fan base about some wanting him in. Some say he's run his course.
I think Angus is Arteta in. I think. Do you know an actual Arsenal fan said yesterday once Pep leaves the Premier League, Arteta will be the only world-class manager left in the league.
Say that again.
An Arsenal fan said yesterday or the day before, once Pep leaves the Premier League, Arteta will be the only world-class manager left in the league.
All right. So he's won more than Ten Hag, is he?
Well, he's signing a new contract apparently. Well, there you go.
How many trophies has Ten Hag won? Is it 8? I think 8.
I don't know. He's won a lot. I agree with Chang. Oblak would be a dream. Not sure that would be good for Vicario though. Kate said Arteta is world class. I don't think Kate ever did. She's never ever said that he's world class. It weren't me that said it. I totally agree with this. I think you've got to give him the rest of his contract. I think it's premature to give him a new contract because if next year you finish 4th and are even further away and win nothing, surely you've got to look at moving him on. But I mean, it's not my club. I just say it as I see it. But Angus stated that even if Arteta finishes runner-up for the next 3 years, he's still Arteta in. Wow. Interesting. World class with one FA Cup and he got rid of those players. Oblak is going to single-handedly turtle Slovenia into the knockout stage of the Euros in Group C. Wow. Interesting, Chang. Maybe we should all have a little splodge on Slovenia.
You can actually watch Jan Oblak in action when Slovenia play England in the group stages of Group C in the Euros. Then you'll know why I'm giving so much praise to Oblak.
Well, let's hope he has a mare that day and lets in loads of goals so England win. That would be good. Arteta is world class and world class Lego head. Angus needs to go watch a Lee Gunner video. Yeah. Good afternoon, Daniel Sandoval. Good to see you, sir. Chang has long said long as he don't play a blinder against England. Exactly that. We want him to have an absolute bloody nightmare against England. We need all the help we can get. But use banter, Arteta, all you want, still won more trophies. Yeah. Well, congratulations. Ten Hag with a finished squad won more trophies than bigger fish to fry FC. Exactly that, Matthew. Exactly that.
Yeah, so I think that Ten Hag is a bigger manager. I think his 8 trophies he's won. I mean, that ain't too sad, is it?
I think next season's going to be such an interesting season. I think it's going to be wide open, not particularly for the top. I still think City are a level above everyone, but I think the top 4 now, there's so many more teams that are trying to finish in there and they're getting stronger and stronger. It'll be interesting. Oh, it's the Conference League final tonight. I don't even know who's in it. Do you? Does anyone know? Obviously,
one of the teams is going to be Fiorentina, I think. Fiorentina is one of those teams. And let me see now. Okay, so that was the Europa League was between Leverkusen and Atalanta. Oh, it's Olympiacos.
Olympiacos
from Greece.
They knocked out Villa, didn't they? They knocked
out
Aston Villa.
Yes. So they're going to be playing Fiorentina tonight at 9. No, not 9. It's going to be 8 p.m. 8 p.m. UK time. That's going to be the kickoff for the Conference League final between Olympiacos and Fiorentina.
Excellent. Well, I shall be watching Britain's Got Talent at that time. But
he won 6 trophies with Ajax and he's won 2 with Man United.
Angus says, name the top 3 best managers in the league. Well, I would normally say Pep and Klopp, but obviously Klopp's leaving this season. But I would have said Pep, Klopp, and
Ten Hag.
I don't know. I think you've got to give Eddie Howe.
Good evening.
No, Ten Hag. You got to go. You got to go with trophies.
Honestly, I mean, if you think about it, Unai Emery has won European trophies. Believe it or not.
Emery. I forgot about Emery. Yeah.
Which is why I said good evening.
Yeah.
Pep, Arteta, Emery. They're all saying. Obviously, yeah. Because if you take Klopp out, I think Pep 100%, Emery 100%. I'm not sure if I'd say Arteta yet. I don't know. And that's not me being biased. I'm just not sure that I think he's that brilliant. Yeah, I'm not sure who I'd put as the third. I think Eddie Howe has done fantastic. Glasner's a better manager than Arteta. Sorry to say it, Arsenal fans. This is what I mean. I think it's difficult. Ten Hag, someone agrees with you. Arteta's not even top five.
Go back one. Go back. That's who I reckon. Go forward one.
Oh, darling.
Go forward. Go. Yeah, no, that's it. I'm a GBC fan. I'm with him. Pep, Unai, and Ten Hag. That's who I think.
He is. Look where he's taken us from now. But he still hasn't won the trophies. He's never. You've got to win the big trophies, I think, to get to be classed. I mean, I wouldn't even put. I can't even say Pep and Arteta in the same breath. They're levels apart, and I think Emery is levels above Arteta as well. But look, everyone's going to have different ideas of what's right. Let's wait and see. Next season,
I think Arsenal pulled the trigger on Emery too quick.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. But yeah, there's a watch along tonight at Jess's Jess football channel. So make sure everyone goes over and smash a like if you want to. If you want to go and watch that. I know Maresca, the new Chelsea manager. I think he'll be sacked next year. I don't think he'll last either. Yeah. Arteta is forever Pep's water boy. He will never be on the same level.
No, he won't.
Big up Vindaloo. It's the Conference League final tonight. Fiorentina versus Olympiacos. But anyway, Chang, have you got any? Obviously, today was a pop-up stream, random. Have you got anything scheduled coming up?
Unfortunately, no. Although since Senor Garcia just did a show early at 11, I'm thinking he might do another one before the week is up. Although I have no idea when it's going to be. Possibly Friday or even Saturday. So if and when that does happen, I will announce it on my social media and also on Spursration TV. The other one that I'm really am looking forward to is Mr. Alan Clark's Time Added On show, his next members calling show. If that's going to happen, yes, I will be looking to appear in that. But apart from that, unfortunately, I am an unrestricted free agent for the coming weeks until the Euros, which I am very much looking forward to doing some live watch-alongs. Hopefully, most of them to be on Spursration TV, although again, if Mr. Sievers and Senor Garcia are going to do anything over at El Tel Cocorel and Talk and Ball, then yes, I'll be doing live watch-along duties for the Euros over at El Tel Cocorel and Talk and Ball.
Excellent. We will be doing some Euro shows, which I shall let you know about, Chang. I think we might do a Monday show as well this week. We'll probably do... I've got Dave Irish Hotspur, I think, coming on Friday this week, but I think Monday we might do an end of season review with the players. If you're free, you're welcome to come on. But yeah, there will be shows every week. I just don't know what days they're going to be yet. I've got Sean coming on next week as well from Spurs Talk Show. So, Jimbo, when are you on next?
Don't know. You tell me.
I don't know either. Whenever we're here. Friday, we're definitely here with Dave. I will do a members show. I don't know if it'd be tomorrow. I think it might be next week. But yeah, Friday we're on with Dave Irish Hotspur doing a little. I want to get his views on the season, on the window, on Werner and everything. And there's a few other people. Bobby, I want to get on. Cooves, I want to get on and just get people's opinions on how they think the season went, the window, everything else. Sorry, I just saw there was
There's still some people asking things in the chat.
Mark put, who do you need to sign with Timo to make Timo a good signing? That's a really difficult question. I don't know the answer to that. You want to know the truth?
Well, we need a top class striker, right?
Yeah.
We need a top class striker, one like Tony that gets in there. So when the crosses come in, Isak, I'd love to have him, but I know we won't get him. But you need a striker of that ilk to get in there and be putting them away.
Yeah.
You bring Harry Kane back and you solve all your problems at once.
Oh, bring Harry Kane back in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And you will solve all our problems all at once.
Exactly that. Big up. I assume this is Marlon. Big up to you, my darling. Hope you are well. Angus just asked.
Angus did something as well. Angus.
Yeah, who do I think will be the biggest spenders this this summer? Interesting. Probably Chelsea if they can. I'm going to go Chelsea. Chang, who do you think?
I have a sneaky feeling it's going to be United because after having seen Ten Hag win 2 domestic cups in back-to-back seasons, I mean the board's got to be looking at the likes of Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans and thinking, you know what, we can't rely on Rafael Varane any longer, and Johnny Evans isn't getting any younger, as is Harry Maguire. So I think they're going to splash the cash not only on defenders. I think they might even look to get a big upgrade over Christian Eriksen. Probably even the upgrade over Marcus Rashford wouldn't be the worst possible idea. Honestly, if they can get a proper striker or even a proper winger to operate just behind Garnacho, I think they have a good shout at breaking back into top 4, even top 5 next season, if Erik ten Hag is backed properly by the owners.
Yeah, Jim, who do you think is going to be the biggest spenders?
I think we're going to spend a nice few quid. Right. But I think I'm probably agree with Chang. I think United are going to be big spenders. I don't think Chelsea are, because they're in a bit of trouble, aren't they?
Well, they've sold their training ground now, so
we don't know about Liverpool as well, bringing a new manager in. They're probably spent some money. There's players there that want to leave, I think. But I think if I had to say one team, I think I would agree with Chang and say United.
Quick yes or no, would you take Lamela back, Jimbo?
No.
Chang?
Absolutely not. Not that I don't like him or not that I don't fancy him, but I think this is it was a big debacle to even sell him or rather trade him for Bryan Hill to begin with, and to actually go full circle and get him back and ship Bryan Hill out. It really begs the question: why even trade Lamela for Bryan Hill in the first place if we are going to end up getting Lamela back and selling Bryan Hill after all this while?
Yeah, I'm the same. I love Lamela, but no, I wouldn't take him back. Do you think if we sign Rashford, it's a good buy for you? No, I don't rate Rashford. I think
I do. I think they should buy him. I think they should.
But I'm doing it without being biased.
I'm not biased. Spend 80 million on him.
Chang, do you think Rashford's a good buy for Arsenal? In the sense of, imagine that you're not a Spurs fan and you were just looking outside in.
If this was a proper player, or rather, if this was a proper transfer proposal and the price is right, assuming the price is right and the wages are right, if this is a sort of signing that Big Ange wants, why not? I mean, he is homegrown, he has Premier League experience, and maybe it's just the system that Ten Hag has him playing in that isn't really to his liking. I mean, you never know. And honestly, do you think Rashford would be a better upgrade or rather a bigger upgrade over the likes of Johnson and Timo Werner? You just have to ask yourself this question.
Yeah, true. I don't know if Arsenal will end up signing Rashford. It'd be interesting to see what happens.
I think they'll spend a bit of money though, Kate.
Yeah, Arsenal will. 100% Arsenal will. I think they might get Zubimendi, which I'll be most jealous about because I would love him. But anyway, listen, please, everyone, we've had loads of people in today. Please smash a like on the way out. I'm not sure if we'll be doing a show tomorrow, but I am on the Football Terrace tomorrow night at 6 p.m. So please make sure you join us for that. Don't forget Jess's watch along tonight at 8, I think it is. Don't forget Ben's Brewing Bollocks over at the Coffee Company at 3:30. Thanks everyone for coming in. Sorry it got a bit heated, but I do like to get everyone's opinions, but I just try and keep it so we don't insult each other, because there's no need really. We all like football. That's the whole crux of it. We all like football. So big up Chelsea boy. We're just finishing. Oh, Brewing Bollocks is actually in 50 minutes. So make sure everybody goes over to the Coffee Company at 3 p.m. and watches that. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. If you're watching on playback, make sure you comment. Go on, Jimbo.
Vindaloo has asked me a question, and I don't want to be rude and not answer. Yeah, I'm a bit on the fence, Vindaloo. I think he's going to be back up to Sonny on the wing. I think Sonny would be first choice, but we've got a lot of games next season, and I'm a bit on the fence. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not overwhelmed with it, but I think that depending who we bring in, who else we bring in, is then I'll give my opinion, because we bring a load of shit in, then I'm going to be really disappointed. But if we bring in some top players and he's just there for some of the Carabao Cup and some of the European games, then I'm all right with it. So
yeah,
but I'm not
Chang,
I'm not having a meltdown over it. That's for sure.
Chang, as always, thank you so much for coming on the channel again. It's always a pleasure to hear your rational and balanced view about everything. It was all a bit. I didn't know how the show was going to go, because I understand a lot of people are frustrated, but nice to have a bit of balance. Yeah, that's it really. Have a brilliant Wednesday, everyone, and worst ways we see you Friday. And literally, as always, come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you fucking
Come on, you Spurs!